Masiello's Jaspers, and keep your eye on number 13, Emmy Andujar, who has a history of playing big against Iona. And for the Gales, this is senior night, and David Lowry, the senior in the starting lineup, will try to quell some of the excitement and nervous energy and lead the Gales to a victory and a regular season sweep of their arch rivals. With former Boston College Eagle Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Doug Sherman. So glad you could join us for a Friday night of MAC basketball. And partner, if we see what we saw 14 days ago, we're in for a treat here tonight.
I'm ready to get this thing started. These two teams bring out the best in each other. This one should be no different, Doug.
With the basketball, A.J. English, who when these two teams met 2 weeks ago, there were 16 NBA scouts and front office personnel in attendance. We've got nearly that many here tonight. He fires the first shot, catches the front rim, and Calvin Amayo pulls it back out.
Well, Doug, in this game for Manhattan, key for them, defending the three-point line against Iona. Iona is one of the best teams in college basketball. They average close to 11 threes made per game. They must get out on the three-point line and contest shots.
Lowry is fouled on his first attempt at the basket, so the senior from East Orange, New Jersey, heads to the free throw line. Lowry leads the league in scoring at 20.6 per game, second in rebounding at 9.5 per game, and he's a handful for any opposing coach. Steve Masiello, in his fourth year in this rivalry, certainly knows all about that. He also knows the rivalry from having been an assistant coach at Manhattan a number of years ago. Lowry gives the Gales the early 2-0 lead, and into the full court pressure with English in the backcourt. Well, this is a beautiful contrast in styles that we see here tonight. Will the Gales' up-tempo offense be able to impose its will, as it does here with Cedric Casimir? Lowry again able to go around Donovan Tate, drop it off of Mayo.
That's a beautiful no-look pass by David Lowry. And we know about his scoring. Number 7 in all of college basketball at close to 21 points per game. But he's also an excellent passer.
And there's a block shot by Lowry on the penetration by Andujar.
David Lowry is more than just a scorer. Nice little no-look pass. He is a matchup nightmare, not just in the MAC, but in the country. He's a big that plays like a guard. A very difficult matchup, and David Lowry is a big reason why Iona is having success.
Malcolm, even though Iona won the first game between these two, nice back cut to Andujar. Iona was turned over more than 20 times. They won the game, but turned the ball over more than they have in any game in 4 years. So they have to take much better care of the basketball here tonight.
Yeah, Manhattan comes into this game one of the top defensive clubs in the country. They're 32nd in all of college basketball. They average close to 8 steals per game.
Lowry misfires. Here come the Jaspers in their road green uniforms. Andujar, high-low to Ashton Pankey. And the former Maryland Terrapin was fouled before the shot. Tim Cluse has won 18 straight in this building, and as you see there, he has had a tremendous run of success. Their last loss came January 18th at Canisius, and that was just the second game after they suffered a big loss. Isaiah Williams was injured earlier that week. He was averaging 14 points per game, and Williams is expected to make his return here tonight for Iona. Richards hits the three.
That's a breakdown by Iona. Richards, one of the better three-point shooters in MAC conference history. Over 200 three-pointers made in his career, and he's the one guy that Iona can ill afford not to find on the perimeter.
Lowry trying to back down Scores, who stands his ground, and then Lowry is whistled for the clear out.
And Doug, right here, this is this over pursuit by Cashmere. You've got to stay ground against a shooter like Richards. You can't go for the ball fake. That time, a breakdown by Iona, and they left Richards open for a good look from the three-point line.
Well, Malcolm, the Iona defenders certainly know Richards' reputation. He's already the all-time three-point shooter in Manhattan history, and that was his 75th made three-pointer already this season. Andujar, and he's fouled by Hines. And now we see Isaiah Williams get up off of the Iona bench, and for the first time in a month, the junior wing, who is so versatile, comes into the ball game for Iona.
Yeah, and that's a good sign if you're Iona. Here's a guy that averaged close to 15 points a game. You look at those numbers, shot a high percentage, and Iona already had 3 players in double digits coming into this game. How you add his offense in there, and boy, I tell you, they are an awfully difficult team to play if he is healthy as well, too.
Off the ball, a foul called against Williams as he was trying to deny the pass to Richards. Well, in talking to head coach Tim Cluse earlier today, Jared Grosso, their associate head coach, they don't really know what they're going to get out of Williams. He has practiced the last 3 days, only fully twice. He still has a bit of a limp. They don't think they're doing any more damage to him, so they're hoping maybe 10 or 15 minutes worth out of him tonight, but only time will tell as he defends the post against Pankey. There's a rebound by Williams. Cedric Casimir with a chance for a 4-point play.
Iona is one of the best offensive clubs in transition in all of college basketball. They came into this game 4th in the NCAA, close to 81 points per game. In transition, they are lethal. That's a beautiful pass by A.J. English to Cedric Casimir, who leads all of freshmen in college basketball with 86 three-point field goals made. And he shoots a high percentage. He's over 40% from the three-point line, having an outstanding freshman campaign.
Indeed, his second 4-point play of the season. He leads the league in three-point accuracy and free throw accuracy. Pankey had it taken away. Gale's on the move again. English to the left hand. Donovan Cates off to Pankey, and he throws it down. 10-7 Iona.
That was a nice job by Manhattan transitioning back and running on Iona. That's something that Coach Masiello wants to do. Iona not a very good team.
Casimir lit up the Jaspers 2 weeks ago for 22 points. He and English combined 10 and 15 from beyond the arc, and they're off to a quick start again here tonight.
Well, Iona, I talked about it, Doug. They're 4th in the NCAA with close to 11 threes made per game. You must find their perimeter shooters in transition.
Andujar lays it in over Lowry.
Right now, Manhattan back in the matchup zone. But again, they do not identify the shooters. That's too much space. Doug, we talked about this in their last matchup. Iona shot 61% from the three-point line. They must do a better job, Manhattan, closing out on the shooters and chasing them off the three-point line.
English picks the pocket of Stores. Timeout, Manhattan. Steve Masiello felt he could not wait any longer. 600 student tickets were made available today. They were gobbled up in 15 minutes.
They were lining it up a long time before this one, and great atmosphere, 2 great teams going at it, and we got some star players that know how to put on the performance on this stage.
Tyler Wilson has come in for Manhattan. Andujar has it knocked away. Zane Waterman just into the game. Picks it up and lays it in.
Look, I think that's the area where Manhattan needs to continue to attack. In the paint, don't settle for jumpers. Of course, Iona to get them out of the paint.
Wilson stepped into the passing lane, but there's the hustle of Amayo. Even more hustle by Williams. And that's the energy that this Iona team has missed from Williams. He blocks shots. He steals the ball. He gets 50-50 balls in conjunction.
You look at these numbers, they're sixth in all of college basketball, over 80 points per game. They average close to 11 threes made per game, and they shoot a high percentage from the three-point line as well, too. They shoot over 40% from beyond the arc. They're just fun to watch on offense. They share it, and they're very efficient on the offensive end. Iona.
Rich Williams out of the timeout, buries the three, draws the Jaspers back within 4. Iona has made its last 5 shot attempts. Shot clock down to 8. Jasmine crosses over Wilson, but then the foul with 2 on the shot clock by Rich Williams.
Manhattan did everything right on that last one except bail Casimir out on that last play.
They see the numbers in terms of scoring down just a bit the last couple of weeks for Tim Cluse's club, but on Sunday in their most recent win against Monmouth, at halftime they were trailing by 14 points. And Tim Cluse and his staff went into the locker room and reminded their guys, forget running any plays, just play basketball and shoot within 10 seconds of every possession. And his players understand what the 10-second rule is. You've got to get shots up. Another block shot by Williams, bringing that energy. Charging foul against Amayo.
Well, we've seen some great help side defense by Williams, and that's what he brings to this team. Offensive numbers, defensive intensity, but you said the best thing for him. He's an energy guy. He's a guy that gives them energy on the defensive end, and he's shown it early in these early minutes that he's gotten after being out with an injury for the last month.
6'7" junior from Newark, New Jersey has 2 of those block shots. Emi Andujar missed the layup. Lowry, the quick outlet to Ibn Muhammad.
Manhattan plays a matchup zone. They're very active in the zone. It's rare you find a team that has so many takeaways out of the zone, but they're active and long and lead the MAC with close to 9 steals per game.
Andujar and Waterman forced the timeout called by English. But Northern Iowa has itself a huge game this weekend in the Valley.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Duke tomorrow night against Syracuse. I'll be at that game, calling the game for ESPN Radio. And for my mind, Jahlil Okafor, the best player in all of college basketball. I think he's the closest thing to come on the scene since Tim Duncan. He's that skilled, and he's a true big.
Lowry missed the jump shot. Williams left alone, thought about it, puts it on the deck to the corner. Another rebound for Lowry, who dribbles up himself.
That was a good look that time by Manhattan. They need to knock those open threes down.
Waterman clears the Muhammad miss. The Jaspers have scored the last 5 after falling down by 9.
Doug, in this last meeting, I think the big difference in that game, Manhattan shot 25% from the three-point line. Iona shot 61%.
Timeout here in New Rochelle. When we come back, we will remember the late Michael Haynes. He also was choking back tears when talking about this young man who so wanted to get here to Iona, but was killed on the streets of Chicago just days before he left his hometown.
Yeah, and he talked about how he didn't want that negative situation to always be remembered as something negative, and he uses this as a motivation for the young men that he has out here on the court now. He wants them to remember how fragile life is, but he also talked about the young man Haynes, about how he wanted to do something beyond basketball. He talked about being a better person, and that's something that he's trying to do with these young men. A very emotional story, but I think it's an awesome tribute to that young man and his family, keeping his memory alive and trying to teach some of these young men out here that it's not just about basketball, being a good person and trying to do the right things.
And again, so in every huddle in practice and in games, you may hear, if you're able to pick up with our crowd microphones, the Iona players go 1, 2, 3 defense, 4, 5, 6 Mike Haynes, or 1, 2, 3 offense, 4, 5, 6 Mike Haynes. Every single time they remember the former Gales recruit.
Yeah, very touching. And, you know, we sat with him this afternoon, and as you said, he was very emotional just talking about the memory of that young man. And I really think it's just an awesome thing that he's doing with this program and the young men that he has when he recruits them.
This is a 1-1 for Rashawn Stores, senior from the Bronx. And as you might expect, these two rosters are loaded with New York City recruits. Stores from the Bronx, Emmy Andujar from the Bronx, Shane Richards from Manhattan. And for those who don't know, Manhattan College is not actually in the borough of Manhattan. It is in the borough of the Bronx, but not too far from Manhattan. We are just outside of New York City. Cates off the turnover, and just like that, it's a 9-0 Manhattan run to tie the ball game at 18.
Doug, this is what Manhattan wants to do. They want to try to wear Iona out. Iona not a very deep team, and they want to pressure them with full court pressure and then get back into their matchup zone, but they want to apply the pressure and then get out and run, see if they can fatigue Iona.
Lowry spins around Allen. Too high off the window. Williams can't get the roll. Lowry. And he's got a chance for 3.
Well, this is all set up by the hustle and effort by Williams. Off the miss by Lowry. Williams keeping the play alive. This is just great work by David Lowry and company on the offensive glass. And that's what Lowry does. Came into this game, Doug, the number 7 leading scorer in all of basketball, college basketball, close to 21 points a game. And he is an impressive player in the MAC. He's a matchup nightmare.
Well, he was the preseason conference player of the year and very well might earn the award for real next week when the league convenes up in Albany for the MAC tournament. Williams, quick jump stop in the lane for 2.
That's a nice clean move by Williams in the lane, and so often we don't see that mid-range game. That's a beautiful pull-up jumper that time by Williams.
Williams is a tremendous athlete, 6'5" sophomore from Brooklyn, who you may remember the game Manhattan played at UMass back in November. He took an alley-oop dunk and threw it down at the buzzer to force overtime. Great pass from Emmy Andujar, but that's the type of athlete Rich Williams is. Although he has just picked up his 3rd personal foul now. English this time able to pass out of the double team. And Jelani Dublin will get his chance at a 3-point play.
Well, I've been saying it all along. A.J. English is one of the better guards in the country. He averages close to 20 points a game, but he's an excellent passer, leads the MAC in assists, close to 6 assists per game, and that's with the left hand out of the double team. Beautiful pass that time by A.J. English.
There was a terrific piece in the New York Times this week about Tim Cluse and his offensive philosophies and why here at Iona College they've been so successful with a system that he learned from his high school coach, Frank Morris, on Long Island, growing up back in the 60s. And what Tim Cluse also told us this afternoon, one of the bigger problems in college basketball is that kids don't pass the basketball well. They don't know how to pass. We just saw there that A.J. English is able to pass. He leads the league in assists per game. One thing we know also, Shane Richards can shoot the basketball.
Well, Doug, that's twice now that Iona has left Richards too much space on the perimeter. And he's a guy that is going to make you pay every time, any airspace. You must crowd him on the 3-point line and force him to drive the ball, put the ball on the floor.
Williams for 3. Got it. Lead stretches back to 4.
Williams, before the injury, was shooting 47% from the 3-point line. So Manhattan, again, not closing out on the 3-point shooters of Iona.
And Williams went down back in January. He was leading the league in three-point accuracy, 5th in steals, 9th in points, top 10 in rebounds as well.
Very productive, very active player, complete player, gets it done on both ends of the court.
Lowry blocked by Pankey. Wilson long pass ahead to Cates.
Nice closeout that time by Lowry on Richards.
Richards off the deflection, couldn't hit. Rebound comes back to him. Lowry runs into traffic, gets the ball back, and is tied up. Foul on the floor. Well, the desired effect of Isaiah Williams' return to the Iona lineup has been terrific defense and some shooting front times. And you see the famous alum Jason Mott, relief pitcher in the major leagues the last number of years, who was the closer for the St. Louis Cardinals when they won their World Series championship a few years back. Jason Mott was actually a catcher here at Iona. He didn't get converted to being a pitcher until 3 years into his minor league baseball career with the St. Louis Cardinals. Wilson just throws it up to the rim. Andujar lost it on the way back. A.J. English. And he'll shoot three. English came down holding his left ankle.
Cates tried to get out and contest the three by English. It was a nice little rub play that time. Amayo handing off to English. But poor closeout technique, and English is going to be at the free throw line for three.
Third foul for number 33. Watch the bottom of your screen.
And Doug, that's something I used to do as a shooter. You get that leg out there just enough for the guy to rub into you or run into you, and sometimes the referees will call that. But again, you have to be up on A.J. English in transition, not giving him any airspace. That time, Iona's so good in transition. They run a lot of different little rub plays in transition, and they get guys open for wide, for good looks from beyond the arc.
Malcolm, I believe they call that the Reggie Miller.
He was the one that did it the best. Get the legs out there, and you know, they're so difficult to guard. Obviously, Iona in transition, we've talked about that, but they space you. They do a great job of spacing you. Make or miss in transition or in their half-court sets. And when you're spread out like that, all five guys can knock down threes. It's awfully difficult to defend.
Williams standing his ground, and then foul is called. Two big games Saturday night on ESPN. First at 7 in the ACC. Syracuse meets Coach K's fourth-ranked Blue Devils. Then at 9, first place in the Pac-12 is at stake as number 7 Arizona and Wooden Award nominee Stanley Johnson face Cousy Award finalist DeLon Wright and 13th-ranked Utah. It's all part of Bracket Builder Week presented by Dish.
I think you got your eye on that first one, though, as a Syracuse alum. Do they get the win down in Durham tomorrow?
Well, of course they do. Now that they have no postseason ahead this year, Syracuse is playing much better basketball. This is their postseason right now. Although they need Rakeem Christmas to outplay Jahlil Okafor, much like Okafor did up at the Dome in their first meeting. Richards had it blocked by Lowry. Iona has already secured the regular season conference championship. Lowry will head to the line, and so with that, they'll be the number 1 seed next week in the MAC tournament up in Albany. They also have guaranteed no worse than an NIT bid should they not get themselves to the NCAA. And Iona right now has an RPI of 52. There's the 16-2 record in league play, unbeaten here at the Heinz Center this season. Manhattan with a win tonight could secure the number 3 seed in the upcoming MAC tournament. These two teams have met in each of the last 2 MAC finals. They've split those 2 games. Manhattan winning last year, Iona winning the year before, and it wouldn't surprise anybody if you and I, Monday after next, are doing this all over again at the Times Union Center.
Yeah, right now, obviously, Iona has set the standard in this conference. Offensively, they're outstanding and very consistent. And we talked about the numbers. 6th in all of college basketball, close to 81 points per game, and shooting an awfully high percentage from beyond the arc as well, too.
Wilson puts it up and in. Well, ESPN bracketologist Joe Lenardi has Iona right now as a 12 seed, assuming they're the team that represents the MAC. And if it is an Iona, whichever team comes out of this one big league would almost assuredly not be as high as a 12, be more of a 14, 15, 16 seed.
We talked about this. I think the one thing with Iona in particular in a weekend is fatigue. They're not a very deep team, and certainly A.J. English, their star player, plays close to 39 minutes per game, and that will be a factor once they get into the conference championship.
Williams for three. Sean Stores comes away with a rebound. 5.5 minutes to go in the half. Shovel pass to Pankey from Andujar.
That's a beautiful find that time by Andujar.
English goes down hard. And the Jaspers come away with the basketball. The lob. Andujar couldn't get to it. Casimir. Manhattan basketball. Shane Richards slow to get up.
Guards in the country. David Lowry is a matchup nightmare. He's a big that plays like a two-guard. Averages close to 21 points a game. He's the 6th leading scorer in all of college basketball. And he's a guy that can create some matchup for opposing bigs. So they're a team that knocks down threes, close to 11 threes made per game. They shoot a high percentage. And they're a team I think a lot of majors would not want to see in that first round.
A.J. English. Gales have certainly cooled off after a red-hot start. Andujar whistled for the reach-in. Second foul on the 6'6" senior from the Bronx. And that's the 10th team foul against the Jaspers. So 2 free throws upcoming for Lowry. Looks like Richards is all right. He'll come back into the ball game.
Take a look at Lowry. If I say there's one weakness in his game, it would be free throw shooting. All the other numbers are there. Points per game, averages close to 10 rebounds per game, almost Mr. Double-Double. He's a guy that's an excellent passer, but he gets to the free throw line a lot, but he's shooting 66% coming into this game.
Now 7 of 9 from the line tonight for Lowry. Stores. Jelani Dudley. Dublin can't get his own miss. Wilson doesn't have numbers, loses it to Richards, and he will shoot 3. 3:54 remaining in the first half. Iona has been slowed down a bit, but still leading their arch rival.
81 points a game, but they shoot a high percentage. And I think they spread you out. They do an excellent job, make or miss in transition, spacing the floor, and then they have excellent three-point shooters and guys that are willing and able passers.
We got to the first media timeout. It was 18-9 Iona. Both teams shooting extremely well to start. Combined 11 for 16, but since then, 9 for 34 from the floor.
Well, Manhattan's an excellent defensive club. They want to obviously get stops, get some pressure, and get out in transition. And they were one of the few teams to slow Iona down. In that last meeting, they held Iona to 70 points. So Manhattan, one of the better defensive clubs in the MAC.
Able to throw it off the hands of Pankey out of bounds. It'll be Iona ball with 22 on the shot clock. Lowry and Williams back in. Muhammad and Dublin check out.
Right now, Manhattan switching on the out of bounds underneath.
Gives the ball to English. English is fouled with 2 on the shot clock as he was trying to take Wilson to the basket. 2-shot foul for the 6'4" junior from Wilmington, Delaware. Freshman D'Angelo Russell. A.J. English is the only other guy in the country averaging over 19 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, and you see that third number leads the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. And he certainly is not your prototypical point guard or 2 guard. He is the quintessential combo guard.
He is. You're right. He is not a true point. Handles the ball and passes obviously well enough to play the point. Excellent three-point shooter, a guy that shoots a high percentage from beyond the arc, close to 40%. Thing I like about him, though, is his basketball IQ. Makes good decisions with the ball. Leads the MAC, as you talked about, in assists per game.
The journey to the tourney presented by Sonic continues Saturday when the top 2 teams in the Missouri Valley Conference square off at 2 Eastern on ESPN. 10th ranked Northern Iowa battles number 11 Wichita State. Part of Bracket Builder Week presented by Dish. At the line, Shane Richards, who a moment ago hit 3 free throws. He's now into double figures with 10. A.J. English leads Iona right now with 11 points.
There comes the pressure again by Manhattan.
There's what's at stake. Iona seeking a 19th straight home win, having already wrapped up the number 1 seed in next week's conference tournament. And the Jaspers looking to lock up the number 3 seed. Williams off the nice feed from Lowry.
There's that unselfish play again. We know Lowry can score, but also an excellent passer, and what a luxury it is to have a big that can handle and pass the ball like a point guard.
Coach Clues says that unselfishness starts with David Lowry. When he's doing that from the middle of the floor, it permeates everything they try to do in the half court.
Right now, Iona's in a triangle in 2.
Richards called for the offensive foul.
And this is what makes Lowry a special player. Nice little pass from the top of the key right there to Williams. On point, on time, easy catch and finish.
Lowry has 31 career double-doubles, all with points and rebounds. It's not out of the realm of possibility that someday he could have a double-double, including assists. Terrific ball movement, and Amayo the flush.
That's the key thing with this Iona club. They average close to 81 points a game because they're all unselfish. That time, A.J. English giving the ball up to a wide-open teammate.
Offensive foul, Pankey, as Amayo hit the deck.
And this is back to that spacing to get you spread out, get you chasing guys on the three-point line. Everybody knows they're an excellent three-point shooting team. They average close to 11 threes per game, but then when they get you chasing, running around, they'll get backdoor cuts. That's excellent basketball that time by Iona.
Foul number 2 against Shane Richards. Defender Pankey may have gotten a piece on the way up.
Nice job that time by Andahar coming over to help on Lowry.
Donovan Cates, a little strong. Amayo pulls it away for the Gales. 1 minute to go in the half. Amayo right to the rim. And the Gales are now more than halfway to that 80 number, which is what they average on the year.
Amayo faked everybody out on that play right there. Thought they were going to do another little rub play to English. He just kept the ball going straight down the lane, uncontested.
Blocked from behind by English.
This is just great transition offense. Nice play by Williams, heads up to tap it out, and then they're off to the races, and that's a nice little fake that time by Amayo. They've been running that rub play where he comes kind of the dribble handoff. That time, faked it like he was going to hand it off to A.J. English, and then just kept going straight to the hole. Heads up play that time by Amayo.
Shot clock. Richards into Pankey. Passes out of the double team to Andujar.
Nice pass out of the double team. That time by Pankey.
Final 10 seconds of the first half. English with 2. And an offensive foul. Nice job by Stores to stand his ground. Coming up on the Land Rover halftime report, Chris Cotter, Shane Battier, and Jeff Goodman will look at the Saturday slate and what is the biggest bubble game. Let's see if the Jaspers can get off a good shot here, Malcolm, with 2.1 on the clock. Stores back to Andujar. He pulls up, and I think the horn sounded first. Well, the initial call is that it will count, but the officials will go over and make sure on replay.
Well, it was an excellent play that time, set up by Coach Masiello. And
15 minutes of the first half coming off the bench. He's in the starting lineup to begin the second half as the Gales inbound the basketball up by 6. And welcome back, everybody. Doug Sherman, Malcolm Huckabee, here at the Heinz Athletic Center, where there's not a seat to be had. A standing room only crowd for these two teams that have met in each of the last 2 MAC championship games. Williams misfires and a foul. And this is part of Bracket Builder Week presented by Dish.
That's a nice block out that time by Stores. Giving up some size, but got his body in front of Amayo and came up with a possession for his team.
Second foul on Amayo. Got a point-blank look out of Andujar, but he couldn't convert. And then the foul against Manhattan. And against Ashton Pankey, his second.
Well, Manhattan did everything right on that offensive possession. Nice swing of the ball. Great post-entry pass. That's one that Andujar has got to finish. He normally finishes those.
Lowry only 1 of 9 from the floor. Done most of his damage in the scoring column from the free throw line. 7 out of 9 from the line. He's got 9.7 rebounds. Lowry fouled on his drive along the basket, along the baseline rather. Tim Cluse, the Iona coach, told us before the game he had some concerns how David Lowry would come out of the senior ceremony. He was recognized, had all of his family, 17 friends and family members here in attendance tonight. While he struggled from the floor in that first half, you don't think it has anything to do with senior night, do you, Malcolm?
No, I think Manhattan really matches up well against David Lowry. I think they're one of the few teams in the MAC that have guys like Andujar and also Pankey that can slide with him out on the perimeter and then bother his shots when he spins back in the lane after using his crossover dribble.
Right, Lowry at 6'9", 245 is bigger and quicker off the dribble. There's David Lowry's dad, David Lowry II. And he is just bigger and quicker than most bigs in this league, and even some in the power leagues. Pass taken away by Casimir. his first 2 points since early in the ball game. 9 all total.
Nice job that time. Kazman just went up and got it. Almost like a free safety on that one. Took it. Got an easy, uncontested deuce.
Waterman has his 3 go up and over the top of the backboard, and the Gales get it back.
Right here, looking like a free safety in the NFL, the freshman Kazmir with the easy deuce.
5'10", 155-pound freshman out of Trinity Catholic High School in Stamford, Connecticut. Williams all alone stores the rebound.
Unselfish play that time by Lowry. Now they didn't get the 3, but very unselfish with the ball, giving it up to a wide open teammate.
Coach Kluse estimated the Williams rust factor to be huge tonight. He thought that he was maybe at 25% capacity in terms of all the things he can do for this team. There's an offensive rebound by Williams. Again, when he got injured a month ago, he was the most accurate three-point shooter in the league at nearly 50%. Tough matchup for Waterman, trying to keep Lowry out of the paint. Third team foul against the Jaspers. Muhammad in the game now for the Gales. Lowry double team. Still gets it up on the rim. Williams back taps to English. Tough shot by A.J. English. It very nearly went in. And then Williams gets called for the foul.
There was a lot of contact on that drive by A.J. English. Crowd not happy with the non-call. Right here, another nice defensive possession by Manhattan. And that one right there, I think, is the one that the fans and also coaching staff wanted a foul called on.
Instead, it's the third foul on Williams, who stays in the game, defending Richards on the perimeter. The officials confer and change the call. It's Iona basketball. We talked about the points and the defense and the rebounding, but just getting 50-50 balls and the energy that Williams provides for this team has really been missed in recent weeks. Strong drive to the bucket for 2. This is the largest lead of the night. Another rebound for Williams. Manhattan coach Steve Masiello said he really wants for Emi Andujar, as Lowry gets tied up by Waterman, the alternate possession goes the other way. He wants Emi Andujar to take advantage of his size. And Andujar is a 6'6", 205-pound guard.
For Iona, they've been trying to enter the ball into the post. They need to do a better job identifying where they need to enter the ball from the post. You can't make post entry passes from the top of the key trying to lob it over the top of the defense. And you swing the ball to the wing and then try to establish them that way.
And as a matter of fact, now, the last time Manhattan won in this building, it was Andujar as a freshman who beat the buzzer with the game-winning shot. Catch and release by Richards. Kazmir. Give him a little bit of room. He can make you pay, but left it short. And then Muhammad is called for the foul. Now the Gales in the midst of a 10-game winning streak. 10th longest in school history. Second longest under Coach Kluse. And the home winning streak also impressive. This has always been, since the league was founded back in the early 80s, one of the toughest places to come in and get a win.
Yeah, this place is rocking right now. The atmosphere is great. Students have been here lined up hours before the game, and you can see why it's one of the toughest places to play in the MAC.
Offensive foul against Williams.
This is just a great job stepping in Williams.
He'll have to take a seat with that fourth personal foul. Andujar back in after they got the bleeding stopped. Lowry gives it up to Muhammad in the front court. Williams drives by Pankey to the corner for three. A.J. English.
Doug, that is the reason why they're fourth in all of college basketball with close to 11 threes made per game. I talked about their spacing, unselfish play. That's a beautiful find that time by Williams.
Malcolm, 7 unanswered points for Iona to extend the largest lead of the night to 13. Tremendous position for the easy two.
And that's the person they need to go back to. Speaking with Coach Masiello before the game, that's what they wanted to see from Andujar. Use your size, use your quickness and athletic ability to go up over the smaller guards that are defending you. That's a nice play that time by
Andujar. English from the other side. Lowry pulls it away, but then it's ripped out of his grasp by Stores. Quick pass ahead, Pankey. He's fouled before the shot, so no basket. On our national MAC broadcast this year on the ESPN networks, we had a little bit of fun. Name was the man who did recruit Jeff Ruland and many other talented players back at the time. Steve Birch Sr. also went on to play in the NBA from that group of Iona Gales.
A lot of history here at Iona.
Emmy Andujar tries to throw it down. Able to get it back and lay it in. You can bet that during the last time out, Steve Masiello was exhorting Emmy Andujar to be more proactive at that end of the floor. They need him. They don't have other options.
And they want him to continue to be physical. That's the key word. He wants to pound everything against Iona at the glass. Don't settle for jumpers. Try to get to the hole, get high percentage shots.
Mayo misses. Shane Richards outlets to Stores. Big size difference inside. Pankey was screaming for the ball. Instead, it's the three over the top by Richards. And just like that, the Jaspers on a 7-0 run to draw back within 6.
Stores has been.
And here tonight, Iona opened the second half on a 7-0 run, and, well, the Jaspers aren't going to let them get away. They have answered with 7 straight of their own, Malcolm.
Well, 2 great teams led by 2 great coaches in this MAC conference, doing an excellent job with both of these programs.
Stores trying to extend that run. Can't do it. Rebound comes to Kastner and the Gales. Ashton Pankey playing with some gauze stuffed up in his nose. Suffered a bloody nose earlier in the second half, so is not out of the game for long. Here's English. Good.
Doug, Manhattan likes to trap out of their zones. But that time, Iona did an excellent job passing out of that double team, breaking the defense down, and then a nice cross-court pass to A.J. English.
Charging foul against Andujar, and there is Williams coming up with another big play that won't show up in the box score.
Well, good job of reading the scouting report by Iona, taking the trap, passing out of it, and then A.J. English, one of the better shooters in the country, close to 40% from beyond the arc, getting a wide-open look. Excellent execution on the offensive end that time by Iona.
You've gotten a taste of what A.J. English brings to the floor and why NBA scouts have been at every Iona game this year. His father played in the NBA for a couple of years. He's only a junior now. There are thoughts that whether he comes out this year or next, very good chance he could be a second-round pick, perhaps even higher. Lowry. That's where he's at his best. Just a second made field goal. Nearly a double-double once again. Waterman with the putback.
That's a nice job that time by Waterman, working on the offensive glass. Iona, poor job of blocking him out.
Muhammad back to English for three. Yes! He torched the Jaspers 2 Fridays ago from beyond the arc for 22 points, and he's up to 20 and counting tonight.
Coach Masiello not happy with his team's transition. You know that's the game plan with Iona. They average close to 11 threes made per game. We've been talking about that. They're fourth in all of college basketball with those close to 11 makes. You must close out, make or miss with them in transition.
Strong finish by Andujar. Back to a 10-point game. English for three again. That one rims out. Williams lost it on the way up. Baseball pass from Lowry, and here comes English. Timeout Manhattan. The goal for the Gales every time they get the basketball is to get a shot up in your year next year. But he has all sorts of talent.
Back to that earlier point that you made, Doug. He's a combo guard. Really not a true point. Can play the point. Obviously leading the MAC in assists. Shoots the ball well from the outside. Just an excellent guard. Outstanding talent here at Iona.
The most recent Iona Gale to play in the NBA was Scott Machado, a point guard who led the nation in assists per game. That was just 3 years ago. Here's Pankey inside with the shot clock winding down. Lowry with another rebound, and so that gives him 10 for the game, and yet another double-double, his 32nd career double-double. Lowry. Andujar with his head up. Kicks to the corner. Donovan Cates hangs in the air. No. Williams and Pankey get tied up. And the possession arrow favors Iona. The Gales will have it when we come back. Just past the midpoint of the second half. Iona's lead is a dozen. The Monday Night Championship, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, which you can see on ESPN2. And each of the last 2 years, it's been these two teams going toe-to-toe for the spot in the NCAA tournament.
I think this is wide open, and I would not sleep on Monmouth Ryder as well. And Doug, I think the one question mark for Iona going into this championship week would be their depth. You got to play back-to-back games. I think fatigue could be an issue, in particular with if and when they get to that championship game. You might have some tired legs and not a deep bench for Iona.
Lowry traveling. The MAC is an 11-team league, and so we've got first-round games on Thursday. The top 5 finishers in the regular season have already been secured, and they get by straight to the quarterfinal round on Saturday.
Doing a nice job chasing Richards off of down screens and curl cuts, not giving him any space on the three-point line.
Stores and Richards were just screaming at each other. Stores buries the three.
Stores has had a nice game, I think, for Manhattan. Defensively, he's had some nice rebounds, and that's a big three right there. Team struggling on offense. Needed a bucket. Stores, that's a huge boost for Manhattan.
English off to Williams on the left wing. Under 10 to shoot. English pulls up.
That's not a good offensive possession for Iona.
Back-to-back jumpers by Stores.
Here comes Manhattan. Excellent ball movement. And that's back-to-back threes, as you said, by Stores.
Cedric Casimir takes the bump. And the foul goes against Stores.
This is this nice ball movement by Manhattan. Stores, who has had a nice game for Manhattan.
Combined 21 of 25 from the line. And it is the league's best foul shooter, Cedric Casimir. He has won 8 MAC Rookie of the Week awards this season. He will be the landslide winner of the Rookie of the Year award next week. And he's the only Gale to have started all 30 games this season.
The future is very bright for that young man. Excellent free throw shooter. Leads all freshmen with three-pointers made. Not too many holes in his game. Good mid-range game as well. I think he's a guy that is going to contend as he gets older, more mature, for Player of the Year in the MAC Conference.
And for the second time in 3 possessions, Rashawn Stores is trying to direct his teammates where they seem to be confused what offense to run. The conversation continues, but his back-to-back threes have the Jaspers back with an 8 as we head to break. Where the Gales of Iona have not lost since last season, and they have been playing from in front most of the ball game here tonight. They led at the intermission 41-35 and have led by as many as 13 points. But this man has hit consecutive threes with Rashawn Stores. Pass deflected by Amayo, out of bounds. And again, here is what's at stake in this ball game. Not only is it the best rivalry in New York City in college basketball, but the Jaspers are trying to clinch the 3 seed for next week's MAC tournament. And the Gales trying to hold serve on their own floor. Wilson spins to the basket. And the rebound to Casimir. Ibn Muhammad is playing in pain right now, and the whistle blows so that he can head to the bench. And so the break for A.J. English may be over. No, he heads back to the bench, and now Ryden Hines will check in for the injured Iona Gale.
That trap out of their matchup zone.
Williams.
Doug, that's the problem when you trap and you don't get a steal. If your rotations are late, Iona's doing an excellent job breaking the pressure, passing out of the traps, and then they're reversing the ball and they're getting wide open looks.
And of the return of Williams to this team, Coach Cluse said, quote, he helps the motor run better.
And now Pankey screaming for the ball, had pretty good position. Stores needs to take a better angle trying to enter the ball into the post.
Lowry called for the foul against Pankey, and that's his 4th.
Take a look at like it was anything flagrant at all. Didn't really look like it was a lot of contact, but
sometimes it doesn't take much. Good to see him back in. 63-53 our score after the foul shot by Pankey. Ashton Pankey played his freshman year for the Maryland Terrapins for Mark Turgeon before transferring back to his home borough of the Bronx. Under 6 minutes to go in regulation. Amaya watched by Stores. A.J. English still on the bench. Isaiah Williams ties his sneaker over in the far corner while play continues. Casimir. Hines pulls down the offensive rebound.
That's an unfortunate break that time for Manhattan. They had two guys really boxing out Hines, and somehow Hines was able to come up with that offensive rebound.
Timeout Iona. Tim Cluse not happy with the offensive set, talking to his star freshman as they head to the huddle. He certainly appears to be okay. They weren't sure they'd even get 15 minutes out of him. He played 14 in the first half. How much different does it make Iona's task of trying to win 3 in a row next week in the conference tournament?
Oh, it's huge. It is a huge boost. I said it all along with Iona. The only question mark I have with them is their depth. They don't have much depth. You add Isaiah Williams and his productions, and now I think their chances go up of being able to run off 3 games and win the MAC.
10.7 rebounds, 2 blocks for Williams. Rich Williams cans the 3.
Nice job of squaring up that time by Williams. Came into this game shooting 36% from the 3-point line, and that's a big one right there for Manhattan.
English catch and shoot. Stores the rebound, and 3 green jerseys on the run. It's Pankey, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. And fast break points have been all Iona tonight, but the Jaspers now cut it 21-9.
We talked about Pankey, a guy that started off his career at Maryland, super talented big that can run the floor well, good size, and key contributor for Manhattan.
And he heads out for a break with 4:14 on the clock. 6'10" sophomore Carlton Allen checks back in. This is the closest the game has been since the first half. Lowry on the feed from Casimir.
That's why Casimir, I think, is a runaway for a freshman of the year in the MAC. High basketball IQ, makes great decisions with the ball, and that's a tough pass under pressure that time against Manhattan.
Richards left it short. Here come the Gales. It's English. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Iona possession when we come back. On senior night, it's freshman to senior. Got to beat David Lowry on his final program with the success Iona has had. That is saying something. Gales with the basketball. Williams, English, Lowry. Amayo with the ball. Passes to Casimir. The Jaspers, meanwhile, have Pankey, Andujar, Richards, Stores, and Williams. Amayo with a layup. Back to an 8-point lead.
That time Rich Williams opened up too much on defense against Amayo. Gave him a clear path down the lane.
Foul on English. And it'll be a 1-and-1 upcoming for Richards.
Yeah, that's not a good play that time by A.J. English, trying to chase Richards off the 3-point line. And last thing you want to do, stop the clock and put Richards, who's an excellent free throw shooter, on the line.
Second foul on English. 9th against Iona here in the half. Under 3 minutes remaining in regulation. English has 22. Lowry 13 and 11. Casimir 11. Williams 10. Manhattan has just 2 players in double figures so far. Richards 14, Andujar 13, along with 10 rebounds and 3 assists. On the shot clock. Casimir with an incredible catch and shoot with the shot clock winding down. No look to Panky, and he hammers it through.
Back and forth. Both teams getting.
We've got the hottest college basketball rivalry in New York City. Going down to the wire once again. Iona's lead is 8 over Manhattan. Casimir has it poked away from behind by Stores. Here's a look at the young man who went for as many as 40 points earlier this year. Again, he's a undersized guy who a lot of other schools overlooked. He was offered by Fairfield and Sacred Heart, his hometown schools, and NC Central and then Iona. And he certainly made a good choice to come and run in this system for Coach Cluse.
I think there's going to be a lot of programs that are upset or disappointed that they passed on that young man, having an outstanding freshman campaign, one of the best in the country.
There he is. 2-point shot is good. Those kids from the state of Connecticut are pretty good, huh, Malcolm Huckabee?
I'm glad you added that one in there for me, but there's just not many holes in his game. Excellent mid-range game. We talked about it. He leads all freshmen in college basketball. Over 85 threes made. He shoots a high percentage, over 40% from the three-point line. But he's got an excellent mid-range game as well, too. That's rare to find in a freshman guard.
Casimir is the 8th leading freshman scorer in the country behind guys like D'Angelo Russell of Ohio State, Jalil Okafor of Duke, Rashad Vaughn, UNLV, Melo Trimble of Maryland. And the man who's done a lot of the recruiting is right there. The associate head coach, Jared Grosso, has done a marvelous job of identifying under-recruited players like Cedric Casimir and A.J. English, who have come into this program and almost immediately been star impact players.
Yeah, and I think that's the key formula for any coach. And both Coach Masiello and Coach Cluse do a great job of developing players. Their staff and trainers do an excellent job getting these guys ready and prepared for games.
And both of these coaches recruit to their respective systems. They understand what they're looking for and what type of player they need to continue their success. High-low pass, beautifully done from Andujar to Panky. Timeout, Jaspers.
That's what they need to do more of. Beautiful high-low. You can't execute it.
Well, Lowry has not been prolific tonight. He's been typically serviceable. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists.
And he also, I think, is key in breaking the Manhattan pressure. He's a big that can handle, and they will use him sometime to break pressure, as he did right there against Manhattan.
Iona with the basketball up by 6. Both coaches directing traffic from the sideline, now with 8 to shoot. Isaiah Williams with the finger roll.
Iona very fortunate not to get a turnover that time by A.J. English. Looked like a up and down or travel. No call.
Stores. Panky again on the offensive glass, and another timeout used. The last for Manhattan.
Nice move. We talked
to Ashworth, hoping that her son's team can hang on to win on senior night.
Lowry again, breaking the pressure.
Cates fouls English. That's just the 8th team foul against head coach for Iona. Saw a workout at the St. Thomas More Prep School in Connecticut in the spring of 2012. And Coach Grosso kind of looked around. What am I missing here? This kid is good. We've got to get him. And he immediately contacted his head coach, Tim Cluse, and said, there's a kid here we have to get. And they couldn't believe other schools were not on him.
Again, I think you go back to Cedric Casimir, a guy that's going to run away with Freshman of the Year. These guys do an outstanding job identifying talent Guys that, as you said, may be under-recruited or under the radar, but I'm baffled at how folks took a look at A.J. English and said, this guy can't play at this level. And certainly he's proved a lot of folks wrong. One of the better guards in the country.
A.J. English spent the summer getting 1,000 shots a day up at the rim. He upped his bench press to 300 pounds. And you can see with his frame at 6'4" and long why professional scouts think he's got a shot. Ashton Pankey has scored the last 12 Manhattan points. Coming up next, Friday Night Fights presented by Corona Extra here on ESPN2. Pankey continues his run. That's 13 in a row for the 6'10 junior out of St. Anthony High School in New Jersey. Nearly a turnover force. Steve Masiello goes and helps his player up.
To apply that pressure right now. Iona has a chance to run somebody long.
Reaching foul on Rich Williams, looking to give it up. And A.J. English with some good sportsmanship there. And buzzer-beating dunk and won that ball game in OT. Here's English. The Gales have done the job at the free throw line late. That's now 8 in a row for the team.
English is a guy that, going back to that last game that these two teams met in, buried a big three. He's just a guy, end of the game, he embraces the pressure situations and is able to focus and knock down big shot after big shot for Iona.
Pankey again causing trouble inside for Iona. He'll head back to the line. Fifth foul on Isaiah Williams, and so he is done. Pankey now has 19 points to lead the Jaspers. A.J. English leads all scorers with 26.
Substitution now for Manhattan as they set up their pressure.
Colin Storrs on the inbounds, and so we'll walk to the other end. Second foul.
In the country, guy that's a matchup nightmare, but the thing, Doug, about his game that really is impressive is his passing ability. He sees a lot of double teams, and he's a guy that's willing and able to give the ball up as we take a look at another double-double for David Lowry.
And the student section here at Iona chants MVP as the conference preseason player of the year takes a seat. Down 6, Andujar cuts it to 4, 6.5 seconds on the clock. Amayo has to burn one of Iona's 2 remaining timeouts. That'll be English. The inbound for Iona. Pass along the baseline to Lowry and to Casimir, their best foul shooter. And he will head to the line to shoot a pair.
That was an excellent job that time for Iona, inbounding the ball. And they got exactly what they wanted, as you said. Casimir on the line of their best free throw shooter.
He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the line here tonight.
He's a guy, as you talked about, came into this game close to 90%, 10th in all of college basketball free throw percentage, and About as impressive as a freshman as this conference has seen in a long time.
Andujar lays it in. And with 7/10 of a second, the Gales pretty much need to just inbound the basketball, and they will have swept their arch rivals in their regular season series. Iona 79, Manhattan 75.